After our time in Switzerland, we flew back into Phoenix, packed up our van and our doggy, and headed back to Colorado. We went to my brother's house in Denver first, where we started getting everything ready for the family to go camping for 5 days on the Upper Colorado River. This is me, Silas, and Jerry stopping at the Blue River. We are heading into Kremling to help my brother with some trailer hauling. My parents drove out from Arizona, so it was my brother's family, his wife, 2 girls, me, Silas, Jerry, and then my parents. And Tori's parents were also there. So we had a good little family trip going, 3 boats worth, and they were full the whole time. One of the sections we did has a lovely little slow part at the end where I'd hop in and cool off. Where we camped had a boat ramp, so here I am just trying to wear out the dogs before we spent hours on the boat this day. So here they are just chasing sticks, getting to swim around on this little island in this little slow part of the river. She's slaying them! Eliza! Woohoo!
Oh, I got one.
Woo! Si's got one. Double fish on. Woo! Double fish on, baby. Woo! Fish in the boat. Look at this one, Eliza. We lapped the same sections for most of the trip because it was the most family-friendly parts of the river, and we all had a great time. It would not be a trip on the upper sea if you did not see some bald eagles. We had some of the best bald eagle encounters I've ever had on the river, though. We saw this bird up in his nest, and then we also saw this bird coming up, stopped on the island. He then caught a fish, went up to his nest, and then a golden eagle, which is bigger than a bald eagle, came up and fought him for his fish. It was wild. My mom bought glow sticks for the girls and taped them on like little stick figures, so here's them dancing around in the dark. Here are some pictures from the rest of our time on the river. We had some guest stars come out and visit us while we were there for 5 days. Our friend Doug from the surgery center that Silas worked with came out. Our friends Aaron and Rachel and their dog Carl came out to visit. And my best girlfriend Kellen came out as well. While we were there, she asked me to be her maid of honor in her upcoming wedding. And for those of you who don't know, she was the maid of honor in mine and Silas's wedding. So it's really exciting to get to complete that circle. You'll see in one of these upcoming videos, though, that she did ice me when she asked me to be her maid of honor. So that was a little rough because it was, here it is, like 9 a.m. in the morning. So thanks, Cal. The guys went on a night fishing trip. That honestly sounded pretty scary to me, so I personally stayed behind, but they had a great time. The trip was awesome. In Colorado was jam-packed. We really didn't even have a moment's rest, but we did make it up to our old stomping grounds. I already know what you're thinking. Yeah, Shaggy is the perfect person to play up in the ritzy Beaver Creek. not sure the Villar Performing Arts Center will ever see anything like this again. On to our next event. Our good friends Brad and Justy got married up in Buena Vista, and we are at Mount Princeton Hot Springs Resort. Unfortunately for us, this is the best photo that Silas and I could take while we were there, but the whole thing was really awesome and good to see so many friends. We had a couple of days up in the Buena Vista area, and while Silas and his buddy Matt were mushroom hunting near Matt's campsite, I came across this old cemetery. So this is the directory for the Iron City Cemetery, and it has like people's like death date on it. Yeah, 1885 looks like one of the earlier ones. 1885 is crazy. It also has like, let's see if I can find it on here. Like, died of typhoid fever, died of typhoid fever. Let's see. Died of diphtheria, died of miner's consumption. This one says, injured at the Decorah mine at Grizzly Gulch by a premature powder explosion. He had been thawing dynamite by the fire at his forge. He was severely injured and died shortly after the accident. This one became snowbound, probably was starving and finally froze to death. No one had seen him since November and his body was discovered in January. Just a really cool little directory in memory of everyone here, but it's kind of crazy. Just little white wooden grave markers. There's nothing on them. It's kind of crazy. We finally got to rest and hang out at my brother's house for a few days, and I got to check up on all my house plants. Before we moved, I gave him like 40 plants, so that was my Monstera looking really good. And of course, there was a lot of golfing going on. 22 hours.
Oh boy.
How are we feeling, Cy?
Feeling good.
Ready? On the way to North Carolina.
Yeah.
Goodbye to Smoky, Colorado. Jerry, how do you feel? He's gonna hate this. All right, it's about that time. That long drive through Kansas. Lots of cornfields, windmills, cows. Made it to Kansas City, Missouri, and collected a few bugs on the way. How you feeling?
Feeling good.
Jerry?
Feeling bad.
He's a little over it already. We'll get there soon, bud. All right, made it to the arch. It's a good place for a little dog walk, dog kibble time, stretching. Silas really did not want to stop at the arch, but I pretty much insisted, and I'm so glad we did. It was a really cool sight to see. The rest of the drive wasn't super eventful, so it was really fun. Jerry, are you in the Missouri River? Jerry. Good place for a little doggy to eat his Sunday night dinner. One reason I love doing these videos so much is just the memories for us as well. Like, look at Jerry at the arch. He's so cute, and he's been all around the country now. Okay, so back on the road. This is after our night at the rest stop. We pulled over at like 11:30 p.m. and tried to get some sleep. It was 73 degrees outside, and we thought that might be cool enough. Spoiler alert, it was not. Me, Jerry, and Silas were all so hot and got maybe like 4.5 hours of sleep before we hit the road again. Jerry's going out in his first hurricane. Hurricane Debbie, Jerry. How does a dog go pee in a hurricane? We finally settled into our new home in North Carolina where we'll spend the next few months. Stay tuned for more adventures. Jerry, come back.